After my childhood friend's exotic pet shop went out of business, he insisted on giving me a black king snake. He swore up and down that the snake was beautiful, docile, and easy to care for. I looked at the little snake who had just escaped from his terrarium for the 100th time, and sighed in frustration. I wasn't so sure about the beautiful, docile, and easy minus to minus scare minus for part, but I was pretty sure he was a few scales short of a full shed. The snake was staring at me again. I walked out of the kitchen with a glass of water to find him coiled around the potted plant, his tiny head peeking out from between the leaves, licking his tongue as he watched me. When I moved left, his head tilted left. When I moved right, his head tilted right. When I went into the study, he slithered down from the plant and followed me silently. To be honest, I wasn't particularly interested in snakes. I didn't find them scary, but I didn't find them beautiful either. I took him in because my friend Alex had told me snakes didn't need companionship or walks and only ate once every 10 days or so, making them incredibly low minus maintenance. He won't bite me, will he? I had asked. How can he bite you if you keep him in the tank? Besides, black king snakes are very docile, they rarely bite. And even if he does, it hurts less than a mosquito bite. Alex and I had been friends for 20 years. I trusted him. I got the tank, the food, and the heat lamp just as he'd instructed, but the snake only stayed in the carefully prepared tank for the first day. After that, he was constantly escaping. No matter what I did, no matter how tightly I sealed the tank, he always found a way out. Then he would patrol his new territory, slithering across my desk, through my closet, and over my sofa. One day, I came home from work to find a shed skin on my bed. He was coiled on my pillow, and when he saw me, he flicked his tongue as if to say, "Hello, human. This is a gift for you." I casually put the shed skin in a box. That night, as I rolled over in my sleep, I felt something strange beneath me. Groggy, I lifted the covers to find the snake wrapped around my thigh, his head resting on my hip bone. When he saw I was awake, he slithered up my body, wrapped himself around my shoulders, and finally settled his head in the crook of my neck. He gave a little flick of his tail, satisfied. Something was definitely off with this snake. A human's body temperature is around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, but a snake's comfortable temperature is closer to 89.6 degrees. For a snake, a human body should be an inhospitable environment. I put him back in his tank and closed the lid. Just to be safe, I placed a heavy object on top. "This is your home. You can't use me as your bed, you understand?" I told him seriously. The snake restlessly circled the tank as if looking for a way to escape. He bumped his head against the lid. He seemed a little dizzy, so he rested for a moment before trying again. His persistence made me wonder if maybe the tank was uncomfortable for him. I checked it again, and to be extra sure, I even reached inside to test the temperature. And that's when the snake seized his opportunity, immediately wrapping himself around my wrist. I ignored him and continued to inspect the tank. The temperature control was fine, both the cool and warm zones were at the right temperature. The water dish had just been changed. The hiding spots were clean. The tank was big enough. I couldn't find anything wrong. I even called Alex to ask. In the end, I came to one conclusion. The snake was a bit of an idiot. To put it bluntly, he was developmentally challenged. I let the snake stay wrapped around my hand and began to think seriously. Snakes are notoriously unintelligent. They don't form emotional bonds and don't recognize their owners. Even if they live with their owner day in and day out, it most see them as a harmless tree trunk. I stared at the snake's head, studying it closely. His head was so small, he wasn't very bright to begin with. And now he had been diagnosed as the village idiot of the snake world. How did he even grow this big? Alex had said the snake was particularly docile, never roamed around, and always stayed in his tank, making him very easy to care for, which was why he gave him to me. I seriously suspected that the snake had been switched on the way here. The snake lay in my palm, and when he noticed I was close, he flicked his tongue at me. It brushed against my lips, a very light touch. But his pupils instantly dilated, and he suddenly looked aggressive. I knew this was bad. I was about to back away when he shot towards me like a bolt of lightning. He wrapped himself around my neck, his body slithering, his tongue flicking against my mouth again and again. He seemed fascinated by the sensation, touching me over and over. I didn't dare move. For the first time, I had a clear understanding of a snake's attack speed.